Your liver quietly manages energy, clears hormones and toxins, and stores nutrients, and when it's overloaded with fat, gentle signals begin to appear. This chapter focuses on recognizing those everyday clues so you can act early without rehashing cellular detail. Think of these as practical red flags your body gives you. Taken together, they form a pattern worth tracking. Start with energy. A persistent afternoon collapse, not the occasional tired day, but a regular heavy fatigue that coffee barely touches, is a common early sign. When the liver carries extra fat, it struggles to keep glucose steady between meals, which shows up as mid-afternoon sluggishness, brain fog, or a reliance on quick sugar fixes. Note how often it happens, how long it lasts, and whether it follows particular meals. Cognitive changes and mood swings often travel with these energy dips. You might notice fuzzy thinking, trouble concentrating, or a shorter temper after meals, high in carbs or sugar. These emotional shifts often reflect blood sugar swings and metabolic strain on the liver. Rather than assuming it's only stress, compare the timing of symptoms with what and when you eat. Pay attention to how you feel after meals. A vague heaviness or fullness under the right rib cage, not sharp pain, but a dull discomfort, can suggest liver enlargement or stress. It's subtle but recurring, especially after large or particularly rich meals. Tracking that sensation alongside meal content can reveal triggers and guide simple adjustments like smaller portions or more balanced plates. Your waistline is another clear storyteller. Central weight gain, clothes that tighten around the middle while overall scale weight barely changes, commonly signals metabolic stress tied to fatty liver. Measure your waist periodically. For practical risk awareness, a waist above roughly 35 inches in women or 40 inches in men increases the likelihood that metabolic issues are present. Look for fluid-related signs. Morning facial puffiness that doesn't resolve after the first hour up, or tighter rings on swollen fingers, often accompanies metabolic strain and hints that the body is retaining fluid. These signs alone aren't diagnostic, but combined with others, they strengthen the case for screening. Skin findings can be surprisingly informative. Dark velvety patches on the neck or armpits commonly point to insulin resistance. You might also notice new cherry anegymas or dry, itchy skin despite ordinary moisturizing. These cues suggest checking blood sugar and liver-related measures, not immediate alarm. Crashes and cravings are important behavioral signals. Feeling shaky or ravenous 2 to 3 hours after eating or repeatedly craving sweets after dinner indicates blood sugar volatility. These episodes are behavioral cues that the liver's buffering role between meals isn't functioning optimally. Sleep changes matter as well. New or louder snoring, daytime sleepiness, or reports from a partner of brief breathing pauses at night can suggest sleep apnea, a condition that often coexists with fatty liver and intensifies metabolic stress. If these symptoms arise, discuss them with your clinician. Laboratory clues add objective context. Mildly elevated liver enzymes, ALT or AST, high triglycerides, low HDL, or elevated fasting insulin may not be dramatic individually, but together they form a consistent lab pattern matching the clinical signs above. These simple tests provide useful, actionable information when interpreted alongside symptoms and history. Reproductive and sex hormone changes can be part of the picture. Women may experience heavier or irregular periods or symptoms resembling PCOS. Men may notice reduced libido or fewer morning erections. Hormonal shifts are often downstream effects of metabolic dysfunction and deserve attention in the broader assessment. How to use these signals. If you consistently notice 3 or more of these signs over a month or longer, particularly with a waist measurement above the thresholds noted earlier, or a family history of diabetes, it's reasonable to seek screening. A basic panel typically includes fasting lipids, liver enzymes, fasting glucose, and insulin, and when indicated, an ultrasound. These tests are neither invasive nor costly and yield practical guidance. Remember, no single sign here diagnoses fatty liver. Treat them as a pattern checklist your body is giving you. When multiple signs align, they tell a coherent story. Your liver is working overtime and would benefit from supportive, practical changes. The encouraging news is that these early whispers often respond well to the everyday steps outlined previously: steady meals, emphasizing protein, fiber, and healthy fats, modest meal spacing, short, regular movement after eating, improved sleeping, and limited alcohol and processed sugars.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it. at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.